Huwag ka nang magdamit na human rights defender. Alam ng lahat na isa kang oportunistang politiko na naalala lang ang due process at human rights kapag kayo na ang nagigipit. Ano naman ang mali at illegal sa pag-aresto at pagdala kay Duterte sa ICC? Kung may problema ka sa batas na ito, Alan Peter, ipadeklara mo munang unconstitutional sa Korte Suprema. Until that time, please stop lecturing and whining to us.
Kung titignan nyo po sa website po ng ICC, www.icc, meron pong tinatawag silang practical information about the first appearance of ang ginamit nila doon, Mr. Rodrigo Duterte, before the court, no? So I'd like to talk a little bit about that, just to give you a background and just to give my comments. I mean, sino naman ako para mag-comment sa human rights sa buong mundo? Sabi nga ni former Senator De Lima, wala akong credibility at wala daw akong karapatan na mag-comment, pero sagot naman siya ng sagot sa comment ko. So sakaling kayo makikinig, thank you very much. And I want to address myself not only to kapwa mga Pilipino. I think the European community valued that during my time as a Foreign Affairs Secretary, I sat down many times with parliamentarians, with foreign ministers, with even deputies and ambassadors. Even if we disagreed, we had very lively discussions, and I always welcomed them. Even in the Human Rights Commission sa Geneva, when Iceland criticized us severely, instead of just criticizing them back, I asked for a bilateral meeting, and I invited them to come to the Philippines and to see for themselves what is happening, no? Yeah, that's the nature of diplomacy. I mean, you do not make friends or communicate. I mean, natural yung communication with your friends. But that's why you try to open lines with people you disagree with, di ba? So, the disagreement with Senator De Lima and the like is that they think because allegedly because President Duterte did not give due process daw dun sa mga napatay, because President Duterte did not give due process to those who were killed, and they assume that he killed them or he ordered them killed, he should not be given due process. That's my words, and I'm not twisting their words, because that's what they're posting, their group, no? Ang sinasabi nila, look at what they're posting. Bakit? Si Duterte ba binigyan ng due process? So that's not the kind of human rights activist I grew up with. So hindi naman ako umabot ng 60s, 70s, pero yung movement for human rights kasi 50s, 60s, 70s lumaki. And during that time, there were many hated activists in the human rights activists, because even the worst criminal, they would represent them and they would say na it's not a popularity contest. Even the worst criminal needs their rights to be protected and needs to be heard, no? So assuming in their mind President Duterte is not a hero but a criminal, why can't they find it in their heart to ask that they protect their rights? And since the ICC's core value is human rights, and precisely it was created for human rights, let me discuss that. If you look at their website now, they're announcing that at 2 o'clock their time, which is 9 o'clock our time, pero may 30 minutes delay daw, there will be the initial appearance daw ni President Duterte. But what has happened so far, and siguro gamitin na natin yung case ni Senator De Lima. By the way, she keeps twisting what I said and not giving the context. So, yung sinasabi niya, hindi naman lahat. Sa 10 sinabi niya, mga 11 lang ang kasinungalingan. Hindi naman lahat. But, she keeps twisting what I said. So, let me give us an example, her case, no? Versus yung nangyayari sa ICC. So, in her case, nagkaroon ng allegation, nagkaroon ng hearings, congressional hearings, then nagkaroon ng complaint, may mga witnesses, pinasagot siya, nag-appear sila before the fiscal, the fiscal found probable cause, and then dumating sa korte. Maraming motion sa korte, kaya tumagal both the prosecution and the defense. And it's sad na umabot ng years. Yun ang admitted ko na hindi dapat umabot ng years. But both sides had delays, no? She was given comfortable accommodations, not great, but she wasn't put in jail. She had her own detention center. For fellow senators, media, family were allowed to visit. Okay? Kay President Duterte, he was arrested without showing him the warrant of arrest. And then when he was brought to Villamor Air Base, doon sinabi na isasakay na siya sa airplano, and ang sinasabi nila enough na daw yung a few hours para yung, first of all, he was not able to meet all of his lawyers, and he chose his daughter as one of his lawyers pero hindi pinapasok. And ang na-file na kaso is something they prepared for the night before or something like that. I don't really know. But really, anyone will tell you na 4 or 5 hours in a case like this na isasakay ka sa airplano, dadaling ka sa ibang bansa. So there was no Philippine court that verified this warrant or issued the warrant of arrest. So ngayon, pagdating doon, pinangako nila kay President Duterte at E.S. Migueldia that dadalhin sa ospital. Prinoses siya, hindi sinabi kung saan siya dinala. Nung chinek nila E.S. Migueldia, ang sinabi, wala daw President Duterte o Rodrigo Duterte dun sa detention center. So he had to be interviewed by the Philippine media. Nagpapasalamat po ako, nandiyan pala kayo lahat. I watched you later on na mga 30 minutes to an hour after nag-live din po ako. So thank you very much sa lahat ng Philippine media, whether nagpadala kayo ng reporter or may stringers kayo or meron po kayong branch dyan po or katandem dyan sa Netherlands, no? So still silence from the ICC. It was only when many Filipino OFWs and many Filipinos here started commenting sa X or yung formerly Twitter ng ICC. I think sinara nga nila yung comment dahil sa dami ng Pilipino, napilitan sila mag-issue ng statement, at sa statement pa sinabi kung nasaan siya. Hindi direkta sa pamilya or kay E.S. Migueldia. So earlier today, nasabi na counsel of record na si former E.S. Bingbong Migueldia, but nag-gather na yung ibang lawyers ng ating dating Pangulo sa labas ng ICC. So in an hour or so, magsa-start na yung initial na pagpunta niya. I-verify daw yung, according to the own information given by ICC, i-verify yung kanyang identity, tatanungin siya kung anong language ang gusto, at pagkatapos sasabihin sa kanya kung anong charges. So i-compare nyo po dito sa Pilipinas, na dito po may nag-accuse pa lang sa'yo, may kopya ka na, bibigyan ka ng ilan araw, minsan linggo, bago ka mag-appear sa fiscal. Sa fiscal, you can argue, tapos saka ka pa maghaharap-harap. And then, pagdating mo sa korte, kung tingin mong wala pa rin probable cause, meron kang remedy, may appeal parate, or meron na yung tinatawag na certiorari. And then, pag ikaw ay in order na detain at any point in time, pwede mong kausapin yung abogado mo. And for humanitarian reasons, anytime na kailangan mo ng medical, and of course, yung family members mo, di ba? So, for me, dun sa mga human rights activists na tahimik ngayon, hindi ko nilalahat ha. Ang sinasabi ko, yung mga may political agenda at saka yung mga may hate lang kay President Duterte. Ang tanong po, tama ho ba itong proseso ng ICC? And ICC, take a look at the world's culture, not only at your culture. Take a look at countries who are very intimate with their families and friends. This is a person who will be turning 80 in a few days. You brought him to the medical without anyone. So what if he was disoriented and not able to tell you his history or how he feels? You got the record, but he had a nurse with him. He had his best friend with him. You didn't even talk to them or even assure him while he's going through medical that a loved one was with him. And by the time that he invoked his right to counsel, That's the only time you told them. And then in an hour, he's going to appear before the judges. There's no advance copy of the charges to the counsel. You haven't accredited some of his counsels who are used to, at least one counsel, Harry Roque, who is used to your proceedings. So, when you say European, I'm excluding the United States just because they're not part of ICC. But of course, the United States is also a bastion of human rights, civil rights, diba? There's no question there. But the European Union takes pride, no, in the centrality of the values of human rights. Sayang kasi meron European Court of Human Rights, but they don't have jurisdiction over ICC. I really wonder if the Duterte family files a case in the European Court of Human Rights if they had jurisdiction sa ICC. I really curious what the result will be, no? So I'm just giving you context, everyone. So one of my close friends and an expert in not only human rights, may master's siya sa human rights, but also in international law, sabi sa akin na, sir, pag-usapan natin yung mga iba't ibang butas dun sa Rome Statute, sa implementation. Sabi ko, wala pa nga ako dun eh. Nandun pa lang ako sa assuming for the sake of argument. No? For the sake of argument, let us assume na may jurisdiction ang ICC. Let us assume na valid yung warrant. Nandun pa ako sa hindi ba natin dininay yung due process niya, na hindi natin binigyan ng tamang oras sa mga abogado niya, at hindi natin binigyan ng enough time to seek legal remedy. And I question whether a foreign court can directly order our police, even through the Interpol, a warrant, or should a local court order the arrest upon validating that. So, but even assuming na moot and academic kasi nandyan na sa Hague, nandyan na sa ICC, is the treatment of ICC so far kay former President Duterte, is it a symbol of being in a bastion of human rights, or 'di ba parang sabi nga sa isang commercial dito sa Pilipinas, ay mukhang guilty. 'Di ba dito parang ang turing na sa kanya criminal na walang rights eh. So it's very important, not only will you be fair, neutral, the appearance of such. But can you imagine that, kararating niya lang doon from a long flight, at 80 years old, the stress, the pounding on his body, he asked for medical, then you will schedule this and not even give enough time. So it's good that his lawyers rushed there. Walang notice yon, they rushed there. So, again, I'm not being partisan. I'm not getting involved in politics. I ran as an independent. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm talking about the ICC. And let me end with this. ICC, you are as much at trial here as President Duterte. I thought you would put on your best face because the world is looking at you, because many countries have shunned you, and even the US president has threatened to impose sanctions on you. So you are saying that this is a matter of international cooperation, but so far you haven't showed us the friendly face of human rights. So anyway, it's up to you, all of you, to judge. I'm just telling the facts na if this wasn't President Duterte, if this was, I won't name names kasi aside from kilala ko yung ibang world leaders, I don't wanna take sides or be partisan even in the national. But can you imagine if another international, think of the most hated international leader before. Let's say a leader of a country, no? So let's say if it was Saddam Hussein that was brought there, or Noriega, or think of someone very popular now, no? Prime Minister of France or Prime Minister of the UK who was brought there. Can you imagine them doing that? Bringing a warrant to their country, putting them on a plane. When they get there, no one knows where they are. They promise you to go to a hospital. They didn't do that. then the next day you don't even have your lawyers, then they have this quite how do I say, pretty nicely written press release, as if it's just a symposium or conference, no? So anyway, I'll stop there. Please pray not only for President Duterte, for justice, for the state of human rights, fairness, basic reasonability around the world, and also for the Filipino people, no? Because we're at crossroads. Again, wala po akong blame. I'm trying to be one of the voices of reason, and I think the confusion that was started has not been how do I say that? Yung inumpisan ng confusion, tuloy-tuloy pa rin. Kaya kung titignan mo ang Facebook, siguro ibang social media, pati news, no? Titignan yung news, even the experts on the ICC international law and even the human rights activists sa Pilipinas, nagkakagulo sa iba't ibang opinion. Of course, not to say both sides pa. Nagkakagulo doon sa mga opinion, di ba? Kaya nga, uulit-ulitin ko, hindi ba dapat clear up muna ng local court yon or ng Supreme Court bago dinala si President Duterte dyan? So, I hope you'll be able to tune in. I'm listening, I'm watching, so if anyone said what I'm saying, thank you. Kung hindi, I just wanna add my voice because I think using the Supreme Court's word of transcendental importance to, no? Meaning intergenerational din. Napaka-importante sa atin lahat to. So, I want to say good evening but not good night, and maybe after the 9:30, I'll do our CIA 365 kung meron na tayong topic. So, thank you sa lahat ng OFWs natin around the world. Thank you for making yourself felt, no? Whether you're pro or against, baka doon sa mga nagrarally against President, thank you din na pinaparinig nyo yung boses nyo. But I hope we can agree on things that are basic, katulad ng due process. So God bless you, God bless the Philippines. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat.